Oh, yes, it is live, as they often are. I don't know what I'm saying. It's garbage, nonsense, rubbish. It's fine. Let's pause that and start the game. Would you start the game, please? Yes, ideally I will start the game. It is kind of a necessity when you're gonna be playing a game. And we are going to be playing a game. What is that game? The game that was advertised. The game that's written on the title as well. It's Dragon Quest Builders 2. Have you got a Dragon Quest? I think I've done that joke before, and it was a generous notion calling it a joke the first time. Have you got a Dragon Quest Builders? I've got a Dragon Quest Builders too. I thought I'd do it fully just in case someone was there going, I don't think I was here for when you did the previous joke, so I don't know what that joke is. So I don't know what you're talking about. So I figured, context. Context couldn't be without context. Could do with subtext, but can't do without context. If you write a message to someone saying that you are something you're not, then that's a context. And if you write suggesting you're in an underwater vehicle, that's subtext. I don't think we've got any more ridiculous things there. Can't think of anything that else ends in text. Context, subtext. Nah, I've got nothing else. I'm afraid that is the best it gets. I like that. Halloween, ominous hell castle. I rearranged the letters. I rearranged the tags, and it made for a better title. Halloween hell, ominous Halloween hell castle is a much better title. But apparently the contest theme is landscape this time. I'm going to register that as a like, because I think that's incredibly clever. The way they've the way they've shaped that skull is phenomenal. Not entirely sure what they're using. It might just be a recoloured. I think there is such a thing as an evil brazier, which is one that's just that little bit too tight. It's not like pure evil. It's just that little bit too tight and sort of niggly feeling. It's like, it's uncomfortable. But no, the teeth are very clever as well, because I believe they're just stone. I don't think they are officially considered teeth, although they might be. There are sort of evil structures littered around the place, so they might be sort of evil teeth of some kind. But I'm thinking more and more. I'm thinking that is actually an existing evil tooth, but it's still arranged in such a pleasant way. Because I think in the main game they might just be randomly. They are meant to be like evil, but they're not meant to necessarily be placed in such a perfect fashion to get them looking like teeth. But the rest of it's very impressive as well, because of the whole skull and sort of. I think that might be wood, like the wood frame or something, like the internal frame for the nostril. You can see there's sort of like that white bit of wood in the centre of the nostril. It's absolutely brilliantly clever. And we've got lots of Halloween ones. They must be sort of. There must be some kind of slight delay for them being uploaded or something, or at least put in this sort of loading screen, because now suddenly in Christmas we're getting all the Halloween ones, which is what the fuck. Anyway, trick or treat. That's a very nice skull, but I suspect that's a set piece, not a constructed piece. But there's lots of snowmen there. So the snowmen and the jack-o'-lanterns going hand in hand to the feast of the century. I think the other enemies are sort of enemy statues, because I believe at some point you can build enemy statues of enemies you've actually sort of faced. Merry Hallowmas, or Merry Quistoween. Quistoween sounds very strange. Hello, you want to celebrate my Quistoween? I do, with Winderleen. I don't know, but welcome, Mr. C.S. Squarepants. Welcome to the Stremmings. There's a spooky person lurking behind the painting. But what's slightly weird is, of course, there's a ghostly apparition sort of lunging out of the portrait. but the person in the foreground looks slightly like they've gone, that cat's flashing its arse at me. Because the shock face is very much more focused on the cat, sort of waving itself at the woman. You arrived at the stream with your rubber dinghy and paddle, did you? Interesting. Intriguing. In what way did you arrive at the stream? Oh, the stream, of course. Can't believe it took my brain that long to fathom the idea that stream was... That's how conditioned I've now become. That the word stream is exclusively Twitch-based shenanigans. It has no alternate meaning, apparently, anymore. There is no original meaning of a small sort of piece of water wiggling its way down a path. No, that no longer exists. It doesn't make any sense to me. But in fact, I appreciate, now I've understood it, I appreciate the gag, because it's a nice word-based one. It's a beautiful word-based one. It's just, yeah, my brain just did not click on that one. It was like, what? Why would you be on dinghy? It makes no sense. Streaming down a stream in the middle of a merry Halamus. That sounds almost like it's a massive load of halloumi or something. I don't know. There's something there. Halloumimus. Hello. We celebrate Halloumimus with, well, you guessed it, halloumi. Halloumi cheese. The cheese that squeaks. That's a pretty nice castle. I'll tell you what, we'll now do sort of like a 5 count. With balloons. Oh, is it John Richardson's thing in Taskmaster? It's been so many years, so it's not exactly fresh in my brain, but it's like he was sort of doing this weird thing where it was like, it was meant to be a silhouette, do something surprising with a silhouette or something, and he did this thing where it was like, oh no, I've lost my balloon. And then the figure turned to reveal like a fully erect penis on it. And then he goes, but I meant to lose my balloon. Such a weird sketch, but highly entertaining. And definitely surprising. It lived up to the brief. But also, what was I watching? Oh, it was, I've been watching the TV series The Cleaner. Greg Davis, which again...
I see ya!
Oh, I do see you. I don't think you were lurking in the first place. So the fact that you're now unlurking means you're really out in the open. But Greg Davis, The Cleaner. And they had sort of like some guy had a death in the home, and then he was meant to be like a streamer who was obsessed with the 80s, and they happened to play the song 99 Luftballons, which is a classic 80s hit that I used to listen to a lot. I used to listen to 99 Zig Luftballons a lot. Trying to find a different emote. Oh, well, I believe they're still available. If you scroll down, you'll be able to sort of unlock a subscriber emote or adjust a subscriber emote. Either way, you will get that emote for the foreseeable future. I realise technically I should just say you should subscribe and then you get emotes. But it's cheaper and quicker to do it that way because, you know, money. Trick or treat! Is that candy? I don't know. Is it candy? Oh, he's making it rain. I probably missed it, but he made it rain. Should probably try and figure out a sound effect for that. Maybe a pachinko machine, but I feel like that's going to be bloody annoying. Lock Manor. I don't know. I feel like that might be a reference, but I don't know what to. The only locks I can think of is, I believe, there is... there's John Locke from Lost. That's one of the first thoughts. But also, I'm pretty certain Locke is one of the characters in Final Fantasy VI. I should really know that off by heart, but I'm pretty certain Locke is the... I think he's the thief, isn't he? Yeah, because the wrestler guy in Final Fantasy VI is called Sabin. And fun fact, the wrestler Chris Sabin took the name Sabin from Final Fantasy VI because he liked Final Fantasy VI. It's not that fun a fact, but it's good enough, isn't it? Right, anyway, 2 more photos. Oh, Peanut sleeping on a Halloween. Peanut sleeping on Halloween. We technically saw that one last week, but it's still quite nice. It's a good-looking dog. Monsters live here, and those monsters are the human race. Poignant and deep, but equally stupid. Street shop open. I'm glad. I've been waiting for that shop to open. They sell fucking good cheese. We're just doing some bonus ones. Shoot my boot. In fairness, the boot was the last one. Anyway, and there's the Doodar's Day. Right, what were we doing? I don't know. I think we defended some people, and I think we have plants now. Super. So, where were we with this chest over here? No, we hadn't gotten around to anything there. We've got a barbecue kitchen nowadays, don't we? I forgot about that, and I've forgotten all the buttons. That's fine. It's fine. I've been playing other games, which unfortunately means I'm no longer able to remember any of the buttons, which is a little bit awkward. Right, pour that. Oh, I don't have any more steak, do I? Oh, so there was probably no point in that, but oh well. And no, you can't cook. You can't put 2 potatoes in. You can't put 2 potatoes in. No, made of potatoes, lad. If you want to put more potatoes in, you've got to get your meat sorted out. Well, I'll leave them in the cooking pot for now. See if there's a bit of meat lying around. Because obviously, as everybody knows, the best sort of meat is the sort of meat you find lying on spikes in a floor. And that's what you like to see. Oh yeah, I remember I put a ladder there. And then you can do cheeky little jumps and shit for everything else. But there we go. Pop that in and we get another soldier stew. We get another soldier. And his name is Stew. But anyway, welcome Mr. CS Squarepants. I've technically already welcomed you once, but I didn't get round to the questions. You may know the questions off by heart by now, but nonetheless, the questions. Answer the bloody questions, boy. You haven't asked the questions. I don't care. Answer the questions. No, the questions are, of course, how are you doings and what are you doings? Are you up to anything interesting? I always say interesting, and then I always say interesting. It doesn't have to be interesting. It can be something dull if you're not particularly doing anything interesting. But you know, what are you up to? It doesn't have to be present tense either. Past tense, future tense. I mean, it's going to be difficult to tell me what you're doing future tense, unless you've got a very strong plan of what you're doing future tense. But still, I thank you, Veldin, for ringing the builder's bell once more. Thanks to you, our fighting forces grow ever stronger. Such a craving for construction wells up inside me. I have no choice. I must renounce my faith in the children and become a builder, or I shall surely burst. eBay stuff? That's fair enough. In the future, I plan to destroy the Earth. I see. It's pants and the brain, pants and the brain. One is a genius, the other's insane. Say brain, or say technically it's hey pants. It didn't work in terms of the song. Although having said that, I suppose Pinky and the Pants, Pinky and the Pants. One is a genius, the other breeds ants. Pinky and the Pants, Pinky and the Pants. Say bright pants, what do we do today? Why, Pinky, same thing we do every night. Try to take over the world. Or try to destroy the world in your case, but still. Or is that just you have to do a bit of gardening tomorrow and you classify it as destroying the earth because you're just digging up and planting some plants and stuff? I am destroying the earth, and now I am planting flowers. It's not quite as brutal as I made it out to be. Become a builder as you're birthed. As shall I. If you should require my aid, Veldin, you need to say the word. Oi, Veldin, I don't know who this is, so, if I'm not mistaken, you're one of our new arrivals. How may we be of assistance, fine sir?
I want to help. I ain't much of an ideas man, but let me know what you want to build, and I'll do my darndest to get it made. Well said, my loyal subjects. Let us all make builders of ourselves and take the fight to the fiendish forces.
But your majesty, do the teachers of the children of Argon not state that builders are abominations? Will the heavens not punish us for...
Oh, silence! Forget about the heavens. If you don't become builders right now, I'll punish you myself.
Lord Jerome, what will you say, Lord Jerome? Gulp.
I can't really make a gulp sound effect, so it just has to be the word gulp, I'm afraid.
Ah, that's settled then. You only have to lay down a blueprint and place the materials in a chest, and we shall all aid you in making your vision a reality. The fight back against Hargon's forces begins here. First things first, we must break the siege. Bally well break that bloody siege, eh? Oh no, what? Pip pip, say no more. Positions, everyone. Enemy fighters incoming.
You just lowered the standards of your sound effects. Yes, indeed. You needn't have bought. Or I say bought. I think you downloaded, not bought. You needn't have bothered trying to find all of those sound effects on your sound effects board when you could have just gone quack. Elevator music. It's a lot easier. Why I said quack, I don't know. It's the first sound effect that came to mind. Duck. I suppose arguably it's because of the whole obsession with duck channels that you lot have got and are stuck in my brain now. But yes, hello by the way. Twang, thwip, Bamf. I've been watching the X-Men films, so Bamf and Schnicked is of course a little bit more fresh in my brain. Well, having said that, a lot of them, I suppose, did he do a proper sort of Schnicked in that one I'm thinking of? The Alotoplops, which or our Plopalots, which is what I keep calling Apocalypse. Aplopalots.
X-Men, Aplopalots.
Anyway, Bamf, of course, is Nightcrawler, if you're unaware, just in case. I'll make sure anybody else listening is up to date with things. It's Aplopalots. Oh no! Oh no! Why did Aplopalots come forth? We're in for a severe and disgusting drowning. He really does Aplopalot. But yeah, I think in that one, when you have sort of like the wild Weapon X style Wolverine, he does actually do a proper schnicked, where he whips them out quite quickly, as it were. Whereas in a lot of them, he's been doing it more as a sort of threatening gesture, rather than a sort of schnicked, kill you all now. It's been more of a sort of, as it sort of pierces through the skin, as a sort of, this is coming for you if you don't leave now. Spoiler, they don't often leave. They're morons. And therefore, good sort of claw fodder. And yes, the age of Aplopalots. As I say, it's been amusing me throughout the entirety of the film. Every time I saw him, it amused me to just think, oh no, it's Aplopalots. Or a lot of plops. Either way round, it sort of works. I think Aplopalots is slightly closer to Apocalypse, because the P and the L are in the right way round. So Aplopalots, Apocalypse. But a lot of plops. It still works reasonably well. It's just slightly the other way round.
Positions, everyone. Enemy fighters incoming.
Oh my lord. Don't run. Don't run from me. Oh no. I don't know why I went quiet so Kevin? No, not Kevin. Kenneth Williams. Don't know why it ended up being quite Kenneth Williams there, but nonetheless, it very much did end up being quite Kenneth Williams. I don't know what to say, Mason. I think that's probably enough spikes for now. I mean, I don't... that's probably enough. It'll do. That volume of spikes will very much suffice. Let's get my hammer out just in case. Hello, lads. Does anybody here... We'll try and get a little bit zoomed in. I believe that's a broadsword. You're a guardsman. This is a guardsman. This is a guardsman. This is a guardsman. Timid trooper. There you go. Have a broadsword, my friend. And now, unfortunately, you... I suppose, arguably, 1, 2... 3... 3... I think that's 3... 4... 4... 4... No, I think that might be 5. I need 5 bloody broadswords, 5 bloody broadswords. Steel, ideally. 5, I can do 5 bloody broadswords. Also, it doesn't actually take that long, which is quite convenient. Really must rearrange this whole facility. But it's fine. Right, so you've got a broadsword. Fearless footman, have a broadsword. And now, I believe, who are you? Skilled swordsman. Well, have a skilled sword made by a skilled artisan in the form of my broadsword. Okay. Oh, I think they did it deliberately, and I think I fell into the trap. But yes, I did read that as Willy Warrior. Okay, I'm not proud. I'm not proud of myself, but I did read it as Willy Warrior. Now, arguably, I don't know if the Willy Warrior... I think the Willy Warrior is in fact a woman. So, I can only assume massive dildo. Now, see, it doesn't actually say Willy Warrior. It says Wily Warrior. But it does make me think of the massive dildo bat in Saints Row 3, I think it was. Or was it Saints Row 4? It was certainly one of the Saints Row. Anyway, instead of using your Willy to be a warrior, dear, a iron broadsword, I think, is going to be the more effective tool. Right, and who are you? Who are you? The eager ensign. Well, you're going to be the first one to die, so you try and not die with a broadsword. And then finally, the stern soldier. Yes, you can see she is sort of... It's actually quite nice that they've made the stern soldier just sort of stand there in a single pose going, yes, I am the stern soldier. I don't need to exercise. I don't need to stretch it out. I'm always prepared for war. Do they give out golden tickets to their redacted factory? Their Willy factory? Yes, maybe. It's the most wonderful factory you will find, with penis along the shelves. I need another bloody broadsword! Who miscalculated their broadsword requirements? I blame you. I blame all of you. And also, since we never actually quite got there, welcome, Mr. Blue Bush, and welcome, Mr. James Games. I keep sort of fighting the urge to call you Jiminy Gimminy, because that's what I called you the other day. And I feel like, to your face, I probably shouldn't call you Jiminy Gimminy. But it's surprisingly difficult. Every time I see the name, I think, I should just say, hello, Jiminy Gimminy. Please don't. Please don't call me Jiminy Gimminy. Please never do that again. I'll try. I'll try harder not to call you Jiminy Gimminy. But if there's ever a hover, if there's ever a moment where it's like, welcome, James Games, you know, deep down in my heart, I've just had the word Jiminy Gimminy flare up in my brain. The wall stays of Snosberries. That's not Snosberries. I like my message. Please do not say that. Please never say that again. Anyway, you have a broadsword. Well done. Anybody else need a broadsword? I don't think so. I think I've covered everybody now. I've covered everybody in my Snosberry. or rather my broadswords. Jiminy gibbony. That is pretty much how you spell it. That's quite impressive. Since it's a made-up word that's completely nonsense, that's an alarmingly good spelling choice. Anyway, welcome Mr. Blue Bush and welcome Mr. James Games UK. I never really need the UK part, but I don't know. It flows off the tongue quite well, actually. Mr. James Games UK. It sort of has a certain bounciness to it that I think works quite well. But anyway, welcome. And how are you? How are your doings and what are your doings? Are you up to anything interesting? Have you been up to anything interesting? Will you ever be up to anything interesting? Hey, Velden, looks like the monsters are planning another big attack. Maybe they don't like the sound of that bell you keep ringing. I didn't want to put numbers at the end. That's a good choice. That's why I changed mine. Years and years ago, I was just JDragon56. And a lot of my accounts are still JDragon56. Certainly the YouTube one is still JDragon56. Might be able to change it. Can't really be bothered to find out at the moment, anyway. But that is why I ended up changing it to JDragon Fang. Because, I don't know, I just felt like they needed something on the end of the dragon part, so it wasn't just J-Dragon. The Fang just gave it something a little bit more unique and removed the numbers, which I felt was a wise decision on my part, perhaps, although, truth be told, it's made very little difference. I didn't actually catch any of the stream. I did see that you'd begun streaming, but I was just about sort of, what was I doing? I was heading for dinner, even. I wasn't heading for lunch. I had lunch at lunchtime. It was dinner time at that point. But yes, I went off and did my dinner and watched a few episodes of The Cleaner, as I mentioned earlier. The Greg Davis. It's Greg Davis. Hello, I am Greg Davis. Perfect impression. Anyway, if in doubt, make strange noises until the thought presents itself. It's probably slightly better than ums and ers, but not by much, because it just ends up being a sort of a little bit. But butter. I enjoyed a bit of butter. And how much butter did a bit of butter bitter on a butter. Stand-up bit about nicknames is fantastic. Yes, it is. Absolutely phenomenal. Baghdad. He came in one day with a bag bought by his dad, and so he called him Baghdad. And I can't remember if that's the one. That might be the one where he's apparently, take a lot of comedy bits with a pinch of salt, of course. It's not necessarily going to be real world, but the claim was, of course, that I think it was Baghdad whose children call him Baghdad still, which there's no reason to think it's false, but there's no real reason to think it's true. That world of comedy can be based on real world scenarios, but it can also be just made up. It is still fantastically funny, the idea that the nickname stuck so much that his own children started calling him it. They don't like the sound of you ringing that bell. And I get the feeling they've added some fresh meat to their ranks. I can't wait to see what kind of skulls I'll be smashing this time. So what do you say? Are you ready to fight? I am pretty much ready to fight. Caught Zapdos. That's pretty cool. Especially because that would have been Diamond... Diamond Pearl. Which, as far as I'm aware, Zapdos must be a slightly more awkward one to catch. Everyone knew how old you was, and it was weird. I suppose technically, it might be peculiar, I suppose. Especially if someone just goes, "Are you?" and you go, "How the fuck did you?" Oh, yeah, I remember now. There might be that moment of disconnect where you don't realise it. But welcome, Mr. Cheese! And by Mr. Cheese, of course, I mean Mr. Onibushu! And you've been welcomed by Snorlax. Hello, I am Snorlax. And I am Big Fat Cat. It gets right in the way, and you need to poke a flute up his... in order to get him out of the way. Oh, it's a waving Pikachu as well! Oh my! It's a waving Pokemon fest. Hello, I am Snorlax. Hello, I am Pikachu. Could you please leave?
No, I am Pikachu.
You're starting to annoy me.
I am Pikachu.
Fuck off, Pikachu. I'm trying to sleep. I'm a Snorlax.
And I'm a Pikachu.
Oh, is that... Do you know... I thought it was a Geodude in a Santa hat upon first glance. It was only upon slightly closer inspection that I realised it's actually Harley Quinn. I think it's because I thought you were keeping up the Pokemon, sort of the row of Pokemon I thought you were keeping up. And then suddenly it's like, oh no, it's Harley Quinn.
I am Pikachu. I was the mascot for years and then it went horribly wrong, so I turned to 50 a day. I'm hoping Benson and Edges give me a contract soon. Or one of the others. It's just Benson and Edges is the first one that sprang to mind. I don't even know if Benson and Edges is still going. They might be. But I don't care.
It's Batman and the Joker. And they're having themselves some fun. Alright, I don't know what monsters are going to show their ugly mugs. Maybe Batman and the Joker. Or Man-Bat and the Joker would be the monsters. But, no. But whoever they are, they'll be a part of Pulp once I'm finished with them. Also, welcome Onibushu! Grrr! I'm getting angry. I'm an angry Malroth. Come on, Velden, it's monster mashing time. You do the monster mash! By killing enemies. If you expected the full song, I cannot deliver that song. Whoa! Stop fireballing my castle. It's not pleasant. Harley would be the best Pokemon. I would very much instantly purchase a game if it was Harley Quinn as a Pokemon trainer. That would be hilarious fun. But the important question is it Adam West? It's always Adam West. If in doubt, it's Adam West. I was very pleased when they did the animation of his. I don't know why. Truth be told, nobody messes with Adam Wee. I think it did you. I laugh. I've done this myself, so it's not unreasonable. But did you hit enter a little too early, or was that an intentional thing? Is Adam Wee a thing? I don't know, but I have found on occasion I've hit the enter key just that little tiny bit too early, and the sentence not finished. But yeah, it's just weird. Oh, it's a Family Guy bit, is it? Oh, okay. I haven't watched Family Guy in so long that I wouldn't have recognised it. But nothing. Yes, nobody messes with Adam Wee. Is it early Family Guy? Because I think post about season 11 was when I sort of just drifted away and never ended up going back. I have nothing against it. I will just clarify that one. But I don't know. I suppose having binged a lot of season 1 through sort of like 11, 12-ish, something along those lines. Oh yes, of course he was. West was the mayor. I do remember that, yeah. But yeah, post sort of season 10, 11, 12-ish, I think I just drifted away. For no good reason. For no good reasons. Now that's Futurama. I remember that bit. His breath gauge gets a little bit bigger. I bet it does. And I bet it's not the breath gauge. Anyway, how are you, Mr. Onibushu? How are you? How are your doings and what are your doings? I don't think, in fairness, you've been here for the translation of that those questions. How are your doings and what are your doings in the English language, rather than the stupid language, is... typo of breadth. Yes. Disgusting, man. Filthy you bring your filthy jokes round here. This is a clean, polite society. And you bring your dirty penis jokes. Tut, tut, tut. Mostly working on Back for Blood. Ooh. That must be... I've heard mixed things for Back for Blood, because when it was first coming out, of course, it was... It's the second coming of the Left 4 Dead. It's going to be the greatest thing since, well, Left 4 Dead. which was the greatest thing since sliced bread. I just wanted to say bread because I was continually saying Left 4 Dead. It was tenuous, but it worked. And then when it came out, it was like, it's not that good, is it? We were so excited, but it's not that good. I don't like it. Do you like it? I don't like it. Nobody likes it. Is it any good? Do you like it? Are you enjoying it? Because, I'm happy to take one person's opinion over the opinions of thousands of fucking review writers, because I can't stand review writers. I don't know. They just irk me. It's one of those ones where when I got a mobile phone, like a proper sort of modern day mobile phone, we'll call it. When I finally sort of put up the cash and bought one, it has a news section. Now, granted, I think the news section is based on me and my views of other things, of course. 1001 cookies in 1001 locations, and they're trying to bring me stuff that theoretically I would like, but I keep scrolling through that news section, and I really should try and break the habit, because it just irritates me. But there are some really shit articles out there, and it's just like, that's an interesting... okay, no, right, you've done the fundamental flaw of not doing anything to do with the title, and I know that's the point. I know that's the point. It's clickbait, and I fall for it. I know. It sickens me, but I do understand it. But it is still very much sort of like, for fuck's sake, can you not at least write a decent article? And the problem is they rarely seem to be able to write a decent article. And it's not even just clickbait, because sometimes clickbait, you go, that's an interesting sounding thing. Oh no, it's clickbait, right, I'm done, I'm not reading anything further. But then other times it's like games journalism, and it's like, and you sort of scroll through it and you go, that is such a waste of an article. It's such a horrendously sort of thin notion. Like, there was one, I think, a little while back, which was, Judgment 2 has too many random battles. I couldn't do this. And it's like, fuck off. The whole point of a Judgment game or Yakuza game is to do the fighting system. The fighting system is the core mechanic. Now, yes, as an individual player, you're perfectly entitled to go, blimey, I faced like 3 fights between these 2 roads. That seems excessive. As a player, you're allowed to do that. But as a games journalist, you are not allowed, or you shouldn't be. Well, you are allowed. That's the problem. You are allowed to do it. You shouldn't be allowed to put a fucking article out that's like, I had to face a couple of extra fights between these areas. Should they perhaps cut it down a bit? I don't know. It wasn't even a full opinion. It was just horseshit. And I'm now furious. Okay, it's fine. I didn't realise I had quite such fury about it, but I do. I really do. Anyway, you left for bread earlier. Yeah, I saw that bread. That bread was very delicious looking. I realise technically everybody else is probably going, whoa, look at that stew. Look at that stew. But I actually really quite liked the look of the bread. I've been enjoying it. Hidden trophies to find. The guns show you the stats when you hover over them. The card system is interesting. Didn't know there was a card system. Oh, you've explained the card system. Well done. Now this is why I like you. Not a lot, but I do like you. That's oddly harsh and unnecessary, but... you get a deck of 15 cards and unlock further cards. Adjust deck to your playstyle and get to pick 1 card to activate every level. Nice! Probably not the best game ever, but I got a trial game pass for $1 for a month, so for that, I'm definitely... Ooh. I've definitely liked it. Okay. You got locked on the L key, it would seem. I definitely liked it. I was put off Street Fighter when most of the fights moved indoors. I can't tell if that was a genuine statement or just a silly one. Because, like, there's something
There's something oddly genuine. The way I read it, certainly, there was something very genuine about that. I didn't like Street Fighter when they took all the fights indoors. But equally, I think it's just a joke on the name Street Fighter, isn't it? But it's still, I still quite like it as a genuine opinion. Now, see, that's the sort of thing I would expect to see in one of those shitty articles. Street Fighter? I don't even fight on street! It's ridiculous. And yes, I vaguely remember the Cuphead review. Turned out the guy couldn't read in the tutorial. Yeah, absolute horseshit, some of these. And they get the worst. I think the thing that slightly hits me the most is they get paid to do it. And that, to me, is the worst part of the whole affair. But I understand what sort of... I do blame them. They're shit articles. And they're the writers of the shit articles, so I blame them entirely. But yeah, it's so irksome. I sort of understand that you have to sort of keep writing articles to keep finances up, but it's still like, come on. Such shitty articles. You've been playing Holly. Is there one called Ivy as well, so that you can go with the Holly and the Ivy for Christmas? Working on unlocks starts with shotgun and a baseball bat. That's fun. Is there one that starts with a sniper rifle? Because I like sniper rifles. I'm a sniper. 360 no scope. I'm a shooter guy. Laws of physics and logic need not apply. Miracle sound for anybody interested in the song called Shooter Guy. It's a very good song, very entertaining. Doing a melee build with cards like Meth Head, I see, which raises your melee speed by 40% but locks you out of aiming down your gun sights. Well, with a shotgun, you don't necessarily need it, so that's quite a clever idea. And you know what pushes my buttons? It was a planned statement to make you laugh. Fair enough. Now, see, it's interesting. I read it quite earnestly in my head the first time it came up. I was like, he doesn't like Street Fighter. I think it's because we were talking about things that were irritating me, and so I read it as a genuine sort of, yeah, I think Street Fighter, when they took the fights indoors, I didn't like it. I really sort of read it almost like it was a genuine thing. It took my brain a few moments to kick in and sort of go, no, I think that's supposed to be funny. I say it is funny. It is funny. I apologise for the sentiment that suggested it wasn't. Then melee kills heal 2 HP. Nice. Melee weapons, a baseball bat. What a baseball bat? Baseball bat. A baseball bat. That's actually it. I'm thinking. Do you know what? I'm thinking of the old song. A Pizza Hut, Kentucky Fried Chicken and a Pizza Hut, McDonald's, Kentucky Fried Chicken and a Pizza Hut, McDonald's, Kentucky Fried Chicken and a Pizza Hut, a Pizza Hut, Kentucky Fried Chicken and a Pizza Hut, a Pizza Hut, Kentucky Fried Chicken and a Pizza Hut. Good luck getting that out of your brain for the next week or two. Wasn't supposed to be quite as evil a laugh as it turned into, but still. Baseball bat, machete, fire axe, and hatchet. No cricket bat or katana this time. Ah. Now, see, I don't even like cricket, but I sort of have that pang of how dare you? How dare you get rid of a British pastime for beating zombies on the head with? How dare you? Plus, a katana would just be kind of fun, but I can understand. I suppose it is probably set in America, in fairness, isn't it? So baseball bat, machete, fire axe, and hatchet, they're all fairly easily accessible. Strongest slow, yeah, that's fair. Epic level hatchet is best. Cool. Maroff, you were amazing. Oh, I think that's meant to be a bloke. Well, that's fine. The way you built with those beasts was absolutely breathtaking. Let me be your squire, I prithee. Ha, jeer that Veldin. Looks like I've got an admirer. Look, I don't really need a squire, but if you want to follow me around and try to pick up my moves, that's your business. Ah, speaking of moves, what manner of monster were those fireball-slinging sorcerers? Shaman, I feared the enemy might send them against us. Neither our walls nor our traps can defend against their spells. There is only one thing for it. We must repair the great gate and keep them out of the castle altogether. Hello! Speaking of repairs, that last battle took quite the toll on the poor castle. Did it? Did it really? No, it did not. We fought them outside. How dare you be a dick, Jerome? I mean, in fairness, I always like a katana. I would always first choice a katana if there was a katana available. Katanas are sweet. Especially if you wield 6 katanas. If you ever have another game where a protagonist wields 6 katanas, I'm choosing that protagonist. That is a reference to Sengoku Basara, Masamune Date. He wields 6 katanas. Not always at the same time, but sometimes. He does. I've explained this before and even shown it off, but I love the character so much. Normal fighting, he usually wields 1 standard sort of fighting. And then what you can do is bring out all 6 as giant dragon claws, and it's fantastic. One big improvement, and a must-take card for basically any deck, is the card that lets you press E to break free from the special zombies that grab you. That is probably quite useful, because they were a nightmare if you had an incompetent team. Incompetent-tente. Goes Wrong Show reference. Can't help but give you all the references you need, just in case you want to look them up. You might suddenly go, I laughed at the word incompetent, and you might want to look up the Goes Wrong Show. I would highly recommend it. I love the Goes Wrong Show. I have watched the living shit out of it. I do now own it. I own Series 1, and you can get Series 2. So here's a suggestion for people. And, in fact, Series 2 is where the line incompetent comes from. It's I think I've explained this before, but it's a spelling. It's supposed to be sort of like a radio show they're doing. And they sort of celebrate the winner of the spelling contest. And he says the winner of the spelling contest with the word incompetent. And then the sort of the character who's meant to be quite thick. In fact, in one of the previous episodes, he sort of goes, he tries to read a line but makes it a complete mess of it, and so he turns around and goes, medically fascinating. That's the level of intellect the character is supposed to have. Of course, ironically, he is the writer of the whole show, so it's kind of I quite like the fact that he plays the thickest character, and yet he's clearly a grand old writer of comedy in terms of what I like, anyway. And anyway, he spells it completely wrong, and so at the end he goes, "That's correct. The word was incompetent." And I like that line. It's a very funny line. Played some rounds with a decently good team, always good, and some with randos and bots. Oh, bots is a good idea. I suppose arguably, I think Left 4 Dead had bots, didn't they? It's always useful and a godsend when you're playing with idiots. Yeah, of course. You save so much HP for not waiting for them. That's fair as well. Yeah, I suppose sometimes they're not necessarily incompetent. Incompetent. How many times are you going to use the word incompetent? At least 10 more. At least 10 more. Should have done that in the first place. It would have been far more entertaining. But fear not, builder. Helena! Now that we have sworn our allegiance to creation's cause, we'll have everything built back up again before you can blink. Aplopalots. Yes, Aplopalots approves. For anybody who missed that, that's what I keep calling Apocalypse when I was watching the X-Men. I called the film X-Men Aplopalots because it made me chuckle, and still does make me chuckle. The base is restored even to its former glory. I suppose arguably I just combined all the words together, didn't I? It's restormed to former glory, for more. Right, anyway, if we can just sort of clear the... I don't know why you're quite in such a queue, but being British, I feel obliged to just join on the end of the queue. So we'll just... oh, there we go, we're splitting a bit. There we go, we can talk to you now. Now that the enemy has the power to launch magical fire over our walls, we can delay the rebuilding of the Great Gate no longer. The main gate of Moonbrook Castle was an imposing structure that not only protected us against enemy assault, but bristled with arms to attack our assailants as they approached. With this in mind, Veldin, I ask you all to draw a design for a new great gate, one that will serve us both both in attack and defense. I've got something in my book. I've got something for you in my book. Now I can only think of the line. I can't quite think of the word. I think it's something like...
and that's when you get something. Oh no, here's the line, isn't it? It's when you get your private parts caught in something. Is it in the dictionary? Could be. If you're reading in the dark, if you're reading in the nude and you close the book too fast. That's Red Dwarf, by the way, for anybody interested. That is a reference to Red Dwarf. Another series I would highly recommend tracking down if you haven't already seen it. I'm sure plenty of people have seen Red Dwarf, but it is highly entertaining. And for me, even the old, now completely contradicting, because of course I'm saying even the old new ones. And then they're not old though, are they? They're the new ones. But the old was just a sort of a turn of phrase. How'd you turn a phrase? Shut up. That's another reference, but I can't quite remember what to. I think there's another slight reference that I'm thinking of, which is a reference to Hancock's Half Hour, where he says... No, that's a figure of speech. She had a figure like a peach. And it's Sid James noting down a load of things for the Scandal magazine to use against Hancock. Right, anyway, so we need a shitload of castle wall, a boatload of castle wall buttressed. Why would... I mean, like, those ones at the bottom, I can understand people being able to rest their butt on. But those ones right at the top... How are you going to get your arse up there? I mean, you're going to need a rest. In fairness, you will definitely need a rest for your butt by the time you've climbed the walls. Castle wall battlements. Nice. Castle corners. Lots of castle corners required, it would seem. A couple of portcullises. Portcullis. Have you got the portcullis? These are alcove castle walls. Stairs, of course. Interestingly, ladders. There we go. I was going to say ladders. Now, nope, we're okay. I got slightly confused. I thought this was the front of the castle, and therefore the ladders were stupid. Because why you would put the ladders on the front of the castle? It's all right. We've done the work for you. We've built a ladder. You just sprint past once the ballistas are done reloading, or whilst they're reloading. Don't be silly enough to get caught once they're reloaded. That'll kill you. But we've put up a couple of ladders for you to climb inside. But no, this is the front of the castle. There are no ladders on the front of the castle, luckily. 5 ballistas. 5 ballistas, 2 portcullis, and a partridge in a pear tree. By Jove! What a splendid blueprint! The design well represents the glory of Moonbrook. Not only do the walls seem nigh on impenetrable, but I see you plan to put in place a battery of ballistas to drive back an invading army. But by golly! This gate is absolutely enormous, Weldon. It would take forever to build it by yourself. It is time for the people of Moonbrook to show their true spirit. If you would be so good as to provide the materials, we shall help make your vision a reality. Pardon? On previous projects of this scale, the townsfolk would help by gathering the necessary materials for you. Dreadfully sorry, old boy, but I can't help you there. Quite the opposite. In fact, as I say, we would be most obliged if you could gather the materials yourself. Let me fill a nearby chest with castle wall blocks and other materials the blueprint calls for, and we shall begin. Don't forget that you can make more castle walls out of marble. It seems we'll need an awful lot of them, 800 at least. It's difficult to keep track of everything that goes into such an enormous blueprint, but when you go to your crafting station, I'm sure you'll remember what you need to build. Once you've built all the ballistas and portcullises and whatnot, just pop them in the chest or pop them in place. It's up to you. Just remember that we cannot help you if we cannot access the materials. Should you wish for us to share in the work, you must share the wealth. When the great gate is rebuilt, Moonbrook's long-awaited revival will be at hand. I will not build, but I can still fight. I will do all I can to keep you safe, but I leave the gate's construction in your hands. Right, well, one of the first things we're going to need to do... Yes, we are. Although having said that, let's not make it the first thing we do. Do we happen to have a chest on hand? I don't... The problem is I don't honestly know if the treasure chest
These comely coffers often proffer treasure. Fascinating. Back when I was achievement grinding in Alpha D2, so many runs would end because bots were dumb and you couldn't get out of a grab by yourself. Ah, that is problematic. Saving that damn gnome on the roller coaster level. Oh, yeah, of course, gnomes. Sometimes the things you say make me go, I'm glad I can leave achievements sometimes. On occasions, I do end up being, as the song suggests, a previous song that people may not remember. I don't know. Some people will remember it, some people won't. That's kind of the definition of everything, really, isn't it? But nonetheless, it was the Achievement Horse song, and luckily I can sort of take or leave achievements for the most part. And that's one of those achievements where I'd look at it and go, no. I'm okay not doing that one. Do we have a spare ladder? Yes, we do. Okay, let's put... I don't like this area here anyway, so I'm going to trash this. Because I can build out something better here. We'll keep that wall there and pop that there. Slightly unfortunate that it's a bit... Oh, hello. Oh, that's classified as a large room now. I'll take it. It doesn't matter. It don't matter that it's considered a large wall. Got to admit, this area needs a bit of a tidy up as well, doesn't it? Because there's a lot of real estate here that I could use for other things, but I'll do that later. That's not a priority. It's not priority 1 right now. There's not a lot of point in putting it there. I suppose arguably maybe there would be a good idea, because then I can get straight up onto the battlements and straight onto Tally-Ho sort of dealios. A Tally-Ho dealio. Yo, bro. Yo, bro, I'm on a Tally-Ho dealio. Makes you sick, that, doesn't it? I don't know where I want to put the chest. I sort of want to put it in a convenient place where I might decide to just leave it. But I don't know where that's going to be. I suppose... maybe? Yes? I don't know. If I worked here, priority number 1 would be an enclosed room with a fire and a chimney and a bed off the ground, duvet and a box of Maltesers. Ooh, I wouldn't say no to the box of duvets. Yes, the first thing I need is a box of duvets and some Maltesers that are not on the ground. Ideally, that's something you would want, but nonetheless, yes, a box of Maltesers. I could really go for a box of Maltesers right now. I think you're supposed to... Oh, then again... Oh, interesting. Oh, well, in that case, let's... Well, no, not right there. It was supposed to go there. That will suffice. I might even want to put a second one there, but it's fine. It's a butt fine after all. No, get out of the way, Warwick. I need to build... Sorry, King E, but I am building in this room. I am building all day long. Ooh, 5 of these. Spectacular. I can, in fact, build 5 ballistas. I might install the ballistas myself, because it's a relatively simple task. But a lot of these other ones I will probably leave to them, especially... Ooh, goody. I'll build a little bit over the odds, because then I can keep some for my own nefarious purposes and other such elements, but these ones not quite so much, although I might as well still build a little bit over the odds. You'd just want a roof. No. And if you requested a roof, you would be eliminated. Dun, 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 dun. Yes, just enough to get the castle corners. The castle corners are not in there. 2 portcullis. I can only afford 1 portcullis. No! 10 Ernie ingots. Good lord, that's an awfully large volume of Ernie ingots. Well, having said that, it's only 2 bits of iron, so it's not so bad. Well, I say that, actually, I don't think it's literally... It's 2 processes, not 2 iron ingots. Oh! The pirates of old are here. Defend our cause. At some point, you'll actually have an emote to sort of put up. I mean, technically, you can use any emote to put up as a defense against the raid. But eventually, I might try and do some kind of actual skull shield to do defense things. I need more marbles. I need more of my balls. More of my balls today or tomorrow. It doesn't matter to me. Just as long as I have my balls, my balls, my balls. My balls are needed. Dang it, that was the wrong one. Ah, the old brand new crossover king. Do you know what? It probably says more about me. Yes, I do. Not well. It's not good singing. It just is singing. The very sort of dictionary definition of singing, not sort of... I don't come from Wales. They usually sort of sing a lot in Wales. I don't know. There's not a lot else to do in Wales, I don't think, so they all tend to be singers. Or is it Ireland? Actually, no, it's Ireland, I think, isn't it? Boyzone and all that lot come from Ireland. But, yeah, it says more about me than it does about the actual statement. But the first thing I noticed when I saw the Crossover King emote used the other day was, yeah, the acronym for that is cock. So you've got, I may be ruining something again because I've noted that an awfully large volume of people do actually call him Sees Me P, and it's kind of like, wow, you probably shouldn't. Call him Sees Me P. So I've now ruined his emotes as well. Right, hang on. We'll just try and... There we go, that's worked. Superb. I'll tell you what, we'll flash over to the side, the interim screen, because it's bigger. And now I have to spell your name. Boof! There we go. Theoretically. There we go. No? Yes? Hey!
No.
It's possibly just now, isn't it?
Saw Mum kissing Santa Claus underneath the mistletoe.
Oh, went off a bit early there, I think. I felt like there was more to that song. But nonetheless, there is a shout out. Do check out Mellow Miniatures. He paints miniatures. Who'd have guessed? But yeah, I was going to say that looked like your snow effect that was up there moments ago. Right, now I need to figure out how to get back in the game without everything falling apart. There we go. Good. And here he is. Takes a while. You just get that audio cue in the background. It's like, oh, he's coming. Just give him a moment. General Albion Craft. Have you brought the Albion Craft? I don't know what sort of thing an Albion Craft... Oh, hello. Ah, you tried to post a link. Oh, interesting. I don't remember... I suppose... Arguably, they're only timed out for 5 seconds. But, yeah, you'll have to... hang on, let's try and get out of here again. Oh, I see. It deletes everything. Blimey, that's a bit extreme. I've never had it sort of pop up. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. It's for posting the link. But I don't remember sort of setting that up quite as much. But still, in fairness, there. I mean, I definitely set it up because that's not a normal message that Nightbot threw at you. It's because it's sort of it's based on the idea of not having bots come in and go, look at me, I'm posting a link or something. But because that's what they used to do, so I think I changed it up a little bit. But unfortunately now it's slightly awkward because weirdly I feel like me of all people should have been able to sort of say, actually no, don't just ban. But I'm assuming I just banned it immediately. It's fine. Best suggestion for a link of a clip of some kind would be pop it in the Discord. Pop it in the Discord. Pop it in the Discord. Puppet in the Discord of Love. I don't know why it had to be the Discord of Love, but I feel like whatever that song actually was is possibly a reference. Oh, it's not anything to do with love. Well, it's sort of to do with love. But the song that I think was rolling through my brain when I did that was Fire in the Disco! Fire in the Disco! Fire in the Taco Bell! Which technically has no reference to the word love in it whatsoever. But, never mind. It's what happened. Now, with a bit of luck, we've got 5 out of 10. I'm hoping when that meter wraps round, it will make a wonderful shout-out clip for the reference stream. I see. We shall have to hope that it turns up at some point. Right, here we go. Good. We've got some marble, and we've now got just enough, which is weird, because I thought I collected a shed load of marble, but apparently not so much. But we've got my Ernie ingots for my portcullis. Do you say any words correctly? Nope. So it has to be an Ernie ingots for my portcullis. I did spot it. I was technically present for a lot of your stream. Oddly enough, Mr. Albion Craft, I kept meaning to actually write this down, but never got round to it. So I'll say it out loud, because, you know, that's how talking works. I don't know if it's a conscious choice, and if it is, fair enough. You may have your reasons, but I would suggest, potentially, seeing if you are intentionally not having your sort of video... I think they're VODs, which I think is video on demand. I'm not sure. I can never... Whoa, hello! The portcullis got a little excited. Oh, also, we'll clear out these spikes. Although, having said that, interestingly enough, the people here very much sort of dealt with a lot of dealt with the key spikes being in the way. But we'll pop those spikes elsewhere, I'm sure. The crucial thing is, let's pop those in there, and I said I wasn't going to put all of them in there, but it's going to be easier to do that. I'll deal with the ballistas, because I think that's going to be a fun job. But yeah, I'd possibly recommend having your VODs on, because I was drifting in and out as I was doing my bits and pieces through the day, and I suddenly found, you know, the stream had ended, and I thought, oh, I'll catch the end of the stream. So, as I say, if it's a conscious decision, and you've gone, I don't want my VODs, then that's absolutely not a problem. But if it's not a conscious decision, it would possibly be recommended. I don't know. It's not really my place to recommend things when it comes to streams, but hey, fuck it, I just did. So I'll live by. I'll stand by the statement. But nonetheless, anyway, welcome raiders, welcome in. I suppose I should probably do a sort of introductory thing, but I think a lot of you already know the nonsense that goes on here, which is basically I shout at video games for a prolonged period of time, whilst every now and again bursting into stupid songs and generally being significantly moronic. Using Twitch Studio, I don't know what I'm doing. Well, theoretically, the VOD stuff... Interesting. Did you get... Hey, you filthy bastard! Did you take my... You took my ballista down! You dirty swine! I didn't give you permission to take my ballista down. I'm assuming I put the ballista in a wrong place. But yes, as I'm afraid Jiminy Giminy sprang to mind again. As James Games says, it should be a general Twitch option rather than the sort of broadcast option, I believe, in a thing called Love. The spirit of Bev. So I don't know. It would, you know, as I say, it's not a hugely pertinent thing, but it's sometimes quite useful, because that's where I discovered about the new crossover king emote from Mr. Can't Sleep Must Paint, is because I was rewatching his VOD today, because I never got to as far as catching it last night. Whoops, that's not exactly where I wanted that ladder. So no, okay, I'm sort of stuck in a loop of not being able to get to that ladder. There we go. I'll have to wait until they've finished that wall off a little bit more.
I suppose actually we want to pop those in there as well so they can carry on with that. What else do we need? Oh, corners. Corners. Also the alcoves, that's fine. Corners. And stairs. I might deal with the stairs myself. I don't think we need to let them deal with every single part of it. That's fair. It just makes it easier for people like me who don't get the chance to sort of watch everything at the time. It's sometimes nice to recatch it at some points. Unfortunately, I couldn't really tell you precisely where the option is, but I think it's going to be in your Twitch dashboard somewhere. And just Googling it. Googling usually works. But anyway, welcome Raiders. I'm J Dragonfang. I play games and make silly noises and generally act like a prick, essentially. But who did we have? We had Corvus, we had Albion, and we had Mellow Miniatures, and anybody else potentially I missed. I do apologise if you popped in and I have not specified your name. Do feel free to shout, hello, I have a name. That name is, insert your name there, if I have missed you. But how are you? I'll specify the questions to Albion, Mellow and Corvus. How are you doings and what are you doings? What are you up to now? Obviously, strictly speaking, Mellow, you've just been streaming, and thus doing a little bit of painting, but you may be changing your doings now. I don't know. Are you still painting? Or are you now choosing to do some other bits and bobs? Bits and bobbles. Bobbles and bits. Right, so theoretically, there's every possibility they're going to sort of haul these away because they'll go, they don't belong there. Your blueprint didn't say anything about spikes. How dare you? How dare you, sir? And they'll take them all away, but I don't think they will because they're not actively in the way. I don't think they're going to take these away, but if they do, I'll just have to replace them at some point. So what we got there? 6. Yeah, we could probably go one more row in each area. Although I will have to figure out where the rest of the spikes went, because obviously they did take a bunch of spikes away. So did they put them in the... Nope. Okay, cool. Or did they just leave them lying around and I've already collected them? I have no idea. Oh well, never mind. Right, so that ladder might be finished. Is that ladder finished? I've got to rotate the bloody thing again. No. Anyway, so, not too bad. Good. Just about head to bed, that's fair enough. So have a great stream. I hope to do so, and I hope you have a good bed. Weirder than I thought it was going to be when I started the sentence. I thought that'd be a nice way to, you know, wish him a good night, and then it very swiftly became quite obvious to me that no, it was not. It was weird. Anyway, let's move on to the next comment. That sounded more like a radio show. I suppose it is technically a radio show, this, really, but still. I'm well. Nothing much to clear up after painting. Always nice. Spent most of the stream not being mellow and not showing miniatures. That is unfortunate. You do, however, do you not have... I believe you do. I've not looked at your sort of redeemables of sort of up-to-date in terms of looking at them anyway. But you do have a thing to remind you to pop it on the old screen, as it were. Sounded a lot... Once again, sounded a lot filthier than I'd intended it to sound. It was supposed to just be sort of put the miniature on the screen, not... You know, it sounded a little bit more like I was suggesting you pop your Todger on the screen, which is highly unrecommended owing to the whole Twitch terms of service. Damn Twitch. Damn Twitch and their rules about popping my Todger on the screen. So I'm not entirely sure. Where am I? Oh, I'm over here. Right, okay, so we need one stair there. Whoops, that's a ladder. That's not a staircase. You don't seem to understand what staircases are. I'm going to need a piece of stone there, really. And yeah, we want to fill that in. Fill my cracks in wherever possible. Good to see the start of the roof. There will be no true roofs. How dare you suggest a roof will be present? Whoops, well, I'm down here now. That's fine. We can live with this situation. What I need to do is go back and get some more marbles. I need to go get some more of my balls. Hey, everybody, I want to see my balls. Laying in bed chilling, nice. Taking Little Under Lapland. I do remember you mentioning that, yes. I must admit, Friday, I think you did mention it was Friday, and the Friday's not really registering as tomorrow for me at the moment. I know, strictly speaking, it is. There's no two ways around it. It is tomorrow. But it's still sort of, it came as a bit of a surprise to me. I sort of got a text message reminding me that I had a meeting on Friday, and it was like, for fuck's sake, you're getting a bit up yourselves reminding me, oh wait, no, Friday's tomorrow. But it did feel like Friday was quite significant amount of time away. So yeah, hopefully it's going to be a very enjoyable time, because you mentioned, you know, they'd missed out on Disney World. So hopefully that will go some ways to make up for it. Although Littlands tend to not care as much. They bounce back, is what I'm suggesting. That's more the sentiment. It's not that they don't care, it's that they bounce back from sort of tragic things like that a lot more than us adults, who unfortunately can get a little bit too mired in, you know, the misery of missing out on things, which is very unfortunate. And finally, I do apologise it's taken me so long to get there, but nonetheless, finally, hello. I say finally, there's going to be plenty more messages in the chat, but we've finally gotten round to hello, Mr. Chester Phoenix. How are you doings and what are you doings? How are you building floating bricks, you pricks? Don't do that. Naughty builders. You have to build the foundation, then you have to build it. You can't just build floating bricks. God damn bastards. And their floating brick. I'm going to have words with them about building Well, I just had words with them about building floating bricks. You have a command, but this was me being distracted. Ah, that's fair enough. Being made to sing Christmas songs. That's also equally fair enough. Right, let's get some more castle blocks. Castle blocks. There we go. I don't know. Yeah, 350. That'll do nicely. They're literally building the roof first. Yeah, I know. It's against the rules, and I will have to throw you in jail if you keep doing that. You bastards. We will have to eradicate the notion of roofs from your brains. We shall persevere and remove the thought of roofs. Might go play some balloons. I see. And what, pray tell, is balloons? I've skipped a few there, but the word balloons caught my attention significantly. Right, so we want stairs here. Now they've built up here, I believe we can place some stairs there. And then, well, we can't place stairs there, but I suppose arguably we can pop that little thing there. Pop your little thing there, and then pop the stairs in. That's it. Hopefully they'll figure that bit out as well. And I believe we can whisk over to this side, where we can build a few more stairs. Now, strictly speaking, the blueprint ends here, so anything in this area I don't technically have to care about, but I might just build it out a little bit anyway, just to make things a little bit even and looking slightly nicer. I cannot guarantee that it's still going to look slightly nicer, but we're going to give it a go. A little bit of castle. Oh, that's not exactly what we wanted, was it? Game. Oh, that means that's not... Well, no, I think it is castle. It's just... No, never mind. Fuck it! It'll do. I wonder if we can get... No, probably not in fairness, but I'm going to try smashing that one out. And smashing that one out. No, okay, it didn't work. It's fine. It didn't work as well as I hoped. Let's let the snow make that horrible, disgusting mess disappear. Just finished watching and being disappointed by the football. Well, that is, I think, a natural state of affairs, is it not? It is just a guaranteed thing of football will disappoint. I'm assuming the disappointment comes from your team losing. But maybe it was just a shit match. Maybe your team won and it was still a shit match. I don't know. What caused the disappointment? Professor Plum caused the disappointment. Miss Scarlet can disprove the disappointment. Would you like to roll the dice or use the secret passage? That's all references to the old Cluedo PC game. It's stuck in my brain. It's one of those age-old games where I played it so much and so often that those lines got stuck in my brainium. And there is no dislodging them, unfortunately. But anyway, let's get back to... right, so might... Oh, I missed the... Yeah, I skipped through to see balloons. But yes, kids are amazing at bouncing back, as far as I know. Again, I'll reiterate what I said the last time I started discussing children. I don't have children, so I cannot guarantee this. It's what I've heard, that children tend to be a little more resilient to disappointment. And certainly I know that I'm not very resilient to disappointment, which makes it awkward. Mustache, that's fair enough. I will hopefully see you around as well. It sounded like you were going to be getting back into a slightly more regular streaming schedule for December, so with a bit of luck I might catch a few of your bits and bobs. And I don't know, are you if you're still planning on doing... Because I know the first one you lost the audio for Mr. Can't Sleep Must Paint. I don't know, were you planning on doing another go? Or have I missed it? I may have missed it, in fairness. But were you planning on having a re-record of that? Because I might try and catch that if you do that during a sort of a daytime slot again, like the previous occasion, because it was quite an entertaining little thing to have sort of floating around in the background of what I was up to. Right, let's stick my hand in the toilet for 7 poos. 7 poos. That's more poos than you can handle. Actually, it's less poos than I can handle. My inventory can handle many poos. Many poos will be handled. Many poos for me and for yous. Yes, Aplopolots approves of this gate. He wouldn't. He'd want to smash this gate down, I think. Build his pyramid, I suppose. And then it's a tower defense game where you use various monkeys throwing darts and other such weapons to pop balloons. I see. And I think there was the question somewhere I may have missed, but James, you asked if it was classic balloons or new balloons. I don't know the difference between classic balloons or new balloons, but I'm assuming they're good games, perhaps. Team lost. That's a shame. What should be our best midfielder had a bad game, and then we got dicked on by Ronaldo. That's a shame. Was it a magnificent dick, or was it simply a sort of insignificant dick? Because if it was an insignificant dick, it's got to feel a little bit worse, isn't it? At least if it was a majestic dick. Being hammered by a majestic dick is not so bad. He says like he has experience in that. I don't. Local football. Playing number 3 for the conference title. What's the conference title? Hello and welcome to Business and Future Planning. This is the conference you're attending. Spot in the final 4. Mustache, superb, comes out December. Goodbye, Mello. Goodbye. Have you ever heard about the lady that only ate plants? I wouldn't be surprised if you hadn't heard of herbivore. Herbivore. Beautiful. Beautiful joke. Beautiful. The 6th one is on Steam, which is why I'm playing it. Got it in the sale. Nice. See, this is the problem with doing this with Can't Sleep not being here. Everybody's going to go in there and go, look, crossover king, it's like cock. And then he's going to go, what? What fucking moron put that thought in your brain? Now everybody's referencing crossover king as cock. And I don't understand why. It confuses me. It's crossover king. There's no cocks available. It's nothing to do with cocks. How dare you suggest cocks? And it's going to confuse him. It's unfortunate. No 800 goal hype. I don't know what an 800 goal hype is. I did do some American football in Rocket League, though, which was quite fun. Especially one of my best moves. I don't know whether it was on the stream or whether it was when I was playing it by myself. But one of the best things you can do is catch the ball from the first area from the first sort of pass, because it passes from either your side or their side, and someone's supposed to catch it. Now, a lot of the time, your teammates think, I'm going to do something fancy to throw the enemy vehicles off. But on some occasions, they don't. And it's like, you can just fuck off. And what you do is you just catch the ball, and then if you just drive a little bit, and then you jump, and then you do the spin jump, it will spin the ball and throw it forwards, and you can sometimes score an epic goal from quite a long distance. But although I'm not sure whether you get more points for longer distance or less points for longer distance, or the same points, I don't know. But it's weird. It's Ronaldo's, so it's probably a majestic cock. 130 teams in the division. They're divided into groups of regionally similar teams. My stupidity, not your spelling. Kind of a long story. Known as conferences. Both for human rankings and all 6 major computer formulas rank as the best of those 130. Interesting. Their opponent is the dominant team of the decade and still ranked 3rd, so they might be in trouble, perhaps, it sounds like. I thought it was referring to the art of genital sword fighting. The old genital jousting. I think you get banned on Twitch if you play that game. I mean, in fairness, you might not even know it's a game. You might just be referencing the idea of genital sword fighting. But there is a video game, for those unaware, called Genital Jousting, where I think you are essentially a very stretchy penis I think you're trying to wrap round the enemy giant penis? I'm not 100% sure. I've never actually played the game, I've just heard of it. He says, making himself out to be innocent. But no, there is legitimately a game called Genital Jousting, and I genuinely think it's one of the games that are banned, like a point-blank ban on Twitch. So the moment you even remotely think about booting up Genital Jousting, you will be banned from Twitch. One thing I know, don't even try and wrap it around anything, ever. I mean, I see. In fairness, I think crossing over and wrapping round is the only way to win Genital Jousting. You're trying to insert your penis into the ball sack of the opposing penises, or peni. Yes, I mean, in fairness, I think you know you're right, but I also think you're right. Whatever the plural penis is. I feel like it might just be penis. I think it's just penis. It's all the penis. It's penne. It's P-E-N-N-E, penne, which makes you question the pasta. This is a gate to swoop the finest castle, and Moonbrook Castle. The finest of castles, indeed. By Jove, so this is the true power of creation. I never thought I'd say it, but I'm bally glad you taught us all to be builders like you, Veldin. So it's like sheep. Oh, yeah, as in it's universally penis. Have you got universally penis? I win in the long run. It's quite a distinct warping of a Red Hot Chili Peppers song, Universally Speaking. Universally speaking, I win in the long... I can't get the same in my brain. But there is a song, Universally Speaking, by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. We're favoured by 6.5 points, according to Vegas betting lines. Naughty Vegas. Naughty betting lines. I say that. If you just have a flutter, it's not too bad, but obviously gambling does lead to issues. They've had second half leads. Almost read that as second-hand leads, and I was thinking, what they've just bought sort of like dog leads from a charity shop against this team before, and it's not ended well, so should win, but prepare for the worst anyway, so that's fair. Always hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. That's the way of living your life. I don't know why that was so jolly. Our fortifications are complete. Moonbrook Castle stands strong once more. Our formidable main gate. Formidable, even. I think I said forbiddable. I don't know what I said, but either way, it sounded very strange. But ignore the weirdness. I still pray to Hargon, so clearly I'm just stupid. Will not only thwart the shaman and their bolts of fire, but shall present an effective obstacle to any other foe. Did you just say our fortifications are now complete? That I definitely don't think I did. It's distinctly possible, I suppose, but I'm pretty certain I didn't say our fortifications are now complete. Especially because actually fornification, I don't think is a thing. Fornication is. Fornications are now complete, which I suppose arguably I think that might be worse than the noise. Now, some of you will know what the noise is. Some of you, I fear, will not know what the noise is. Short story version of the noise. Mr. Can't Sleep Must Paint, I think, wanted to not be with a woman anymore, and so he made a horrendous noise as he arrived. But I do feel like it could have been worse, rather than making an immense noise, if he'd just sort of gone calmly and sort of towards her ear, perhaps, and sort of calmly went, "Our fornications are now complete." And I really want the line, "You must build additional pylons," in there as well, but that's just weird. But it was for some reason that voice just elicited the memory of "you must build additional pylons." But I think that would be weirder, wouldn't it? Our fortifications are complete. Our fornications are complete. Now you must build additional pylons. You've used all of the energy in your pylons. You must build additional ones before I approach you once again. Crossover King now has the noise transcending streams. That is true. The cock now transcends. There is a transcendent cock. That is the music riff sting from Overlord, if you were interested. It's the first epic piece of music that sprang to mind. Do you fornicate the fortifications? I don't know. I ideally hope not, because I don't think the fortifications can deal with fornications. But, you know, it's plausible. They're the best for a reason. They're the best at what they do, and is what they do not very nice. In the last game, Road Trip. I suppose it's a slight problem when you sort of say the first thing that springs to mind, because you just end up sounding crazy and mostly insane. But I suppose that's true. Second half leads. Oh, we've seen second half leads. Sorry, I'm reading the wrong message now. I'm going backwards on myself. And won it fourth overtime. This team will not die. Ba-dum. It's supposed to be the Terminator theme song, because they're not dying. Bang, 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 I've shot you. I am Terminator. Pew, pew. Yes. That's basically the whole movie summed up in 2 sentences. Still be expecting a comeback. Ooh. 2-2-2-0 is the record for biggest win ever. That does seem like quite a high number. Now, I know American football is a little bit like rugby in that they don't just go, "You've scored one. You've scored another one." So it's not quite as high as it sounds, but it still sounds quite high, because I think the maximum sort of points is like something... Well, I know rugby, is 7. I don't know what the highest points you can score in football ends up being. And I'm not sure precisely where you would do it, but still. If you make them slimy and gross, maybe the enemy won't want to climb them. That's fair. That's actually a good tactic. Come on your own walls, and the enemy won't try to climb them. I don't know if that's ever going to become a thing in this game, but you never know. It might have been a thing in real life. There were some disgusting tactics in real life, I think, as far as I'm aware. Is the king actually standing on a staircase? I don't think he is. Oh, no, I think he is. I think he does have a staircase there. He's just sort of fused into the ground, though. And the spike traps and zap traps you built will make short work of any intruders who make it past the first line of defence. Of course, if you think they would serve us better elsewhere, I shall defer to your building expertise. You've done bloody well, young Weldon. As a token of my thanks, I offer you choice of any item from the Royal Treasury.
But your Majesty, we have no treasury. We have no treasure. We barely have enough food to feed our citizens.
How right you are, my girl. It seems that the revival of my castle must be its own reward. I knew I didn't have any treasure. I just said it because I knew I wouldn't have to follow through with that statement. I'm the quintessential politician. Become king.
Whoa! Wasn't expecting that laser right at the bottom, just flashing up a storm. Almost sort of Kit-esque. That doesn't quite sort of travel the same way. Dude. Oh, I see, you are actually supposed to be teaching him. Okay, I thought he'd just gone batshit and decided to start swinging at the commanding officer. But I think she was actually supposed to be providing some form of sort of guidance, which is not as unreasonable as just, I'm going to slash up the fucking commander! So field goal is 3 points. Touchdown is 6 points and a bonus play. And do you get some nudges with that as well? Ding, 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 ding. Bing, 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 bing. I'm making a one-armed bandit joke, just in case you couldn't understand. You can either get a kick, a short FG. He's got a very short FG. Disappointing. Disappointing it is. He's got a very short FG. I left him because of that. That's why I'm on Dagobah. I came up to him. I said, "What's your FG?" He said, "It's very short." And I said, "Don't like short FG. I'm going to Dagobah." And then he said, "I don't like swamps. That's why I'm going to Dagobah." It's probably the single worst impression of Yoda in existence today. Making most touchdowns effectively 7 points. Yes. Maths. I don't know. Did you use the Force to run to Dagobah? There's a joke coming here, isn't there? I feel like there's a joke inbound. Stay on target. Get the joke. Go on. Unless you want an actual answer. No, I did not use the Force to run to Dagobah. Is that the right answer for the joke? If it's not, I'll happily say yes, I used the Force to run to Dagobah. Or it's not going to be a joke and it's a statement. Or a reference to the film that I'm completely forgetting, but still. Making most touchdowns effectively 7 points, or go for 2, where you start at the 3-yard line and have 1 attempt and less penalty on the defence to get it in for an 8-point score. So yeah, even considering the sort of 8 points, 8 points seems to be sort of like the maximum, it feels like. So 2-2-2 is a hell of a lot of points to score, especially, like, I suppose arguably the only way you can do that many points would be to score, would be to have the enemy score nothing. I say enemy, it's not quite the right term really, is it, for sports, but nonetheless it is quite, it's a hell of a game that must have been. Just, well, actually I imagine it was probably got slightly tedious, because it was just, oh, they scored a point, no, they scored some more. I scored some more. I'm sorry, is there an enemy team here? Do they have an opponent? Jesus. Anything over 8 is considered a 2-score game. Did you use the Force to run to the Dagobah? Did you use the underwire in your Dagobah? It's probably a lot worse than the real Star Wars rap. But I can't deny, I don't know of a Star Wars rap. The only real Star Wars song outside of the official soundtracks that I can think of immediately would be that one. Although having said that, I don't think it's meant to be. I don't know. There's that dance studio one with Han Solo sort of dancing. And I think it's a song to do with Solo as well. I can't remember it fully. Didn't you literally just claim that's the only one you remembered? And now you're claiming you didn't remember. An enemy defence lawyer would very much pounce on that. Consider your words more carefully. I'm sorry. Allow me to offer you my own thanks, Felding. This gate is a masterpiece. Weird Al's at what song? At 111 song. 111. Is it? I've not seen that one. I must admit, Weird Al Weird Al is one of those names that I know, and yet know nothing about him. And yes, do feel free to post it in the Discord. What wondrous things can be achieved by the power of building. I admire your ability. And yet I cannot forsake my faith. The children of Hargon say that building is a sin, and my conviction is unshakable. We'll soon see about that. If you don't stop going on about your conviction, I'll give you a proper shake. Peace, Malroth. Oh, sorry. You've once again got caught in the no linkings. I'll have to have a look now and see about changing that potentially. I think it was brought in as the Nightbot message suggests. It was brought in because I think a lot of the bots were more prevalent. They seem to have died down a little bit, or at least round here they've died down a little bit. But they are far more prevalent than they were very prevalent at one stage, and they were all throwing in links like as a permanent thing. I think they've changed it up a bit nowadays, and they're no longer sort of just throwing links at you. But yeah. Sorry. I can't do anything about it. I think if you're a moderator, you might be able to pop a link in. But outside of that, I think I'm the only one who can shove links. Nightbot can. So yeah, moderator probably can do it. I'm not sure. Google Fet's Vet by MC Chris. I see. I tell you what, I mean, it doesn't technically matter where you pop it in a Discord. It can be yours, it can be mine, it can be Can't Slape's. But if you do have the link to that, pop it in one of those Discords and I'll check it out at a suitable time of checking out them. Peace, Malroth. I cannot become a builder, but I will do everything in my power to battle Hargon's hordes. Please be safe in the knowledge that I will not stand in your way. See, that was the hold music, or the hold tone of my brain processing. Your streaming viewership is important to us, and your streamer will be back momentarily. You are placed 5 in the queue. You are placed 1 in the queue. You are placed 100 in the queue. Oh, fuck this. Anyway, there was a very long, very tedious joke, if it can even be considered a joke. As a more reasonable blowout score, the number team, that's number team, the number 1 team even, beat the worst team in the conference 70-0. Even that's going some, isn't it? Because that's like 10, that would be 10 sort of touchdowns and kicks, wouldn't it, essentially? And that's a hell of a lot, isn't it? Which I suppose arguably is why it's a known statistic, because it is a hell of a lot. Meanwhile, we shall all be safe behind this great gate you have built for us. At long last, we fight from a position of strength. Let us make good use of these fortifications and tackle the enemy on our own terms. Okay, I will. Which term? Summer term? Autumn term? And what are the lessons in this term? Talkies. And probably could have pushed it up over 80 if they really tried, oh dear. But pulled the starters, etc. and gave up the first quarter, really. It was 35-0. Now that the gate building's done and dusted, let's get out there and teach that mob of monsters a lesson. Oh, come on. Don't tell me Captain Convictions convinced you to hide in the castle and wait for them to attack. Alright then, how about we hurry things along a bit? Are you ready for a fight if I go out there and pick one? Yeah, go on, fuck it. Great. I knew you'd see it my way. Your gate's great and all, but building only takes you so far. Sometimes you gotta start bashing instead. Stop right there. Thank you very much. I need somebody with a human touch. That's a lot of points. 2 God of answers. Parking and criminal. I suppose technically criminal offence is included in parking, but nonetheless, or rather, a parking offence is technically a criminal offence. Against each other are probably closer to 35 or 45. 35, 45? 45, 50? 45, 40, 45? That was an old... yes, the Battle Luddle. It's a group of comedians. It was a pair of comedians. The Battle Luddle. Paul Whitehouse, Harry Enfield. Harry and Paul. That was the reference to. See, the brain gets there in the end. Not always well, but it gets there in the end. What are you thinking, Maroff? Your rashness endangers us all. You can't just start a battle whenever you ruddy well feel like it. I can and I will, so shut up. I'm going to put an end to this precious war of yours once and for all. Come on, Velden, you with me or what? I'm always with you. Oi, it's this way. Come on, you fucking slags. Over here, you fucking want some. You fucking come get some. Do. Come on in, you fuckers. Ooh, Leroy Jenkins. The most famous example in football, the soccer football, I'm assuming, sock balls. That's when you've got really cold balls. You wrap them up in a sock. It's my sock balls. Germany beating Brazil 7-1 in 2014 World Cup semi-final in Brazil, where Germany, my brain was genuinely considering that as Jeremy for a moment, where Jeremy was 6-0 up. Were they really? Just a team full of people called Jeremy. Jeremy, where does Jeremy play? Oh, he's up front. Oh, good. And who's in goal? Jeremy. But isn't he up front? No, that's the other Jeremy. We've got many Jeremys. In fact, the whole team is just Jeremy. We do make it slightly easier. We called one of them Jezza. And felt bad for the Brazil team, so they went easy on them in the second half. Although that's actually slightly more insulting, I think. If it turns out they sort of... If they realise, I think, is the crucial one. If you don't realise and you don't notice, it's not too bad. But if you notice they're taking it easy, at that point, it's just like, oh, for fuck's sake. We are so shit, they've actually started taking it easy. Blarg. Just an entire team of me. Are you called Jeremy, then? Are you a Jeremy? I don't think I ever knew that. If that's the case. Or are you named Brazil and Germany? One of them. But yeah, I don't think I ever knew. If your sentence there is suggesting your name is Jeremy, I don't think I ever knew that. Or if I did, I'd forgotten, and I apologise for that. But yeah, I know I'm not 100% convinced I ever knew your name was Jeremy. But yes, welcome, Jeremy. I don't know why it's gone weird now. You've said Jeremy too many times. I have. Jeremy! Very good. Yeah, I think it's because I've learnt a new thing. It's like my brain's gone into, yes, I've learnt something mode. Which is a crazy, weird mode. Anyway. No, I don't think it's particularly come up, but yeah. It's one of those odd little tidbits of information. Okay, Feldon, let's see if we can get that troll really riled up. If we can get that leader to chase us, the rest of them sure to follow. What do you mean? What's the plan? Watch and learn. Unfortunately, with Malroth, there's not really a plan. It's twat them in the face as hard as you can. Now, don't get me wrong. I appreciate that plan. Nobody else does, though. Oi, fatso. It's a little bit below the belt. Well, it's below the belt. It's above the belt. Sort of just kind of squeezing over all parts of the belt, really, isn't it? Gah. Oh, you moonbook soldiers. You look like the stupidest one here. I guess that makes you the leader of this rabble. Or maybe it's the fattest, stinkiest monster who gets to be the leader. Oh, wait, that's still you. Ha 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 ha. Grah, I showed you stupid. Ha, you got that right. I've never seen anyone as stupid as you in all my life. Bah. I angry troll now.
I lick things and crush my own soldier, which is not useful, because you need soldier to win war, just proving how stupid Troll is. Oh, kill them all! That's done the trick. Quick, Veldin, let's get back to the castle. Let's get back to the castle. Ha! You see the look on that Troll's face? Well, I'll get to take a closer look soon enough. Veldin, Maroth, there you are. Bloody hell, Zanus. Where have you two been? Annetta has been very sick about. Good heavens, what in the world is going on? Looks like our guests have finally arrived. Hey,
no, me! Wait, me! I want to use the ballista. Bastards. I wanted to use the central ballista. They took the central ballista away from me. Oh, now they've run away. I suppose they dealt with the monster on top. And they've stolen all the monsters and they're using my ballista. Ow, you prick! Fuck you! I'm using the wrong tool, which is unfortunate. I might need to go and just wait one moment. I need to redo the fuck you moment. Just give me 1 second. Climb back up my rampart. And now, wait for it. I can still successfully fuck you. Fuck you! There we go. Maximum fuck you. I could do that again. In fact, we'll just pop back. Oh, actually, we'll do the co-op to grass. Fuck 'em up. Fuck 'em up protocol activated. Fuck 'em up protocol engaged. Oh, it's the chunky monkey, the supervisor of the siege. Grah, this battle end now. I smash your castle to itsy bitsy bits. An itsy bitsy teeny weeny yellow polka dot bikini that she wore for the first time today. My God, I genuinely didn't know I knew the lyrics there, and it just sort of popped up in my brain. Ba 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 ba. Ahee! No! He smashed a large chunk out of my castle. He smooshed my portcullis. Not my portcullis. Where will I store the moose if I lose my portcullis? Ah, he has got quite a chunky hammer. I really should have saved the whole, should have saved the co-op to grass. It's technically the co-op to grace. Or the co-op to grass. It's not co-op to grass. I want to corrupt the grass. I want to introduce something even more trippy and fantastic for my grass. Veldin and Maros level increased because we beat a nasty troll. We reached level 26. My maximum HP has increased. Ooh, and I've learnt a recipe. Eureka! Eureka! Ka! 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 The Fire Blade. Sweet. A sword forged in the shape of a raging inferno. Attack plus 74, enchanted with fire magic. It's interesting. I mean, that can be the end of the sentence. It wasn't meant to be, but it can be. But I'm surprised it's not more of a flamberge rather than just sort of spiky. But it doesn't make much difference. It's just flamberge. Do you have to say it like that every time? I think I possibly do. Flamberge is the real flaming sword. Not that it is actually on fire. It's just, it waves. So it was considered the flaming sword, I believe. Ha! That troll and his army weren't so tough after all. We smashed the siege. Maroth, this attack was your doing, was it not? I warned you not to act alone. Who cares? We won, didn't we? I'm with you. Oh, 'tis true that goading the enemy into attacking was a reckless act, but we did win. After so many years of suffering, I hardly dared dream we would ever break the siege. Until this moment, there's two minds. Announcing the children of Harlem and joining the builders, truly the correct course. But no more!
Its resounding success has assuaged my every doubt. We are not slaves to the cycle of destruction. We win this war.
I think the only holdout is Anessa at this point.
Oh, come, Felden, my boy. We have work to do.
I think they will fix the castle by themselves, but I can't guarantee it.
Indeed we do. Why, the castle took a rather beating in that last battle. Before you hear the king's request, might I suggest we repair the damage? The castle wall blocks that have kept our enemies at bay crumbled at the sight of the Trolls Club. Would that he were the only monster on the island with such strength. Still, the walls shall serve us well enough against their armies rank and file, and as honorary builders we of Moonbrook shall see to the repairs.
Bang, bang. Sliding and planing, that's the word I'm after. It was a plane, that sort of shoot, 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 shoot. That's the sound of a plane. Shoot, shoot. I don't think that's how planes sound. Unless it's a fighter jet, in which case they're probably doing a little bit more than shoot, shoot. They're doing more sort of rat-a-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat. The base is restored to its former glory. Superb. Have you anything to report?
No, sir. Nothing to report, sir. As a king and ruler of this proud land, I have decided upon a new exciting commandment for my subjects to follow, to defeat Hargon's army. Alas, I feared it would take much more than our recent victory to convince my many soldiers and subjects that our endeavour is not a hopeless one. What we need is a symbol to inspire the people, something to stand at the heart of our castle and rally them to the cause. And I want you to build it, Velden. I discovered this unusual item among the Troll's possessions, but you would make something of it. I got an enchanted ember. Does that allow me to make my sword? I don't think it does, but it might do. I don't know. We'll have to have a look. You have your orders. Build me a symbol of hope, Felden. Place it below the great gate, that all comers might know Moonbrook's glory. Okay. I think it might... Oh, I might need to move that chest, because I think it might be there. But let's have a look. My new recipe. What is it? The Beacon of Erdrick. A burning bright flame said to have been lit by the hero of legend. And yes, you put the burning brick of fire. You put that burning brick of fire in there, I believe. But I think the magic sword is built in the magic facility. Which makes a degree of sense. It's a magic facility. So you would assume it would be made by magic. So I need rock bomb shards. Interessante. I'm not entirely sure where I get rock bomb shards here. I mean, I know where I get rock bomb shards. I get them from rock bombs. Bombs that look like rocks, but explode. You don't want buttock explosions. But you do need bombs that explode. Ah, good, you've medicated yourself. And there's been a few people who've had a shit. Let's pick up the shit. 8 shits! Superb stuff. That's what we need in our life. We need 8 shits. And apparently everybody needs lunch. Because they're all in the kitchen. It's a very tiny kitchen. For all of you to be hanging around. Let's try and find out what I need for the Erdrick. We shall see what is required. I don't actually know where it is. Rock bottoms. Is that the end of the bus line? Maybe. I can actually build the symbol of Erdrick. Beacon of Erdrick, rather. And yes, that is why you needed the ember. Because I think it is it's meant to be an eternal flame. And not in the sort of song sense. I can't remember what the song is. But there was one that was like, my eternal flame. So I will have to move that chest, as I'd feared. But it's fine. We've already built the castle, so that's not a problem. Boof! Look at that. It's gorgeous. And it's quite a vicious flame, isn't it? Oh, it gags! Bloody marvellous thing. Sterling Bergvelden. If this doesn't light a fire in my people's bellies, nothing will. Come, citizens of Moonbrook, gaze upon Erdrick's beacon. Oh, look. No, I don't think you were supposed to get on top, did you? Yes, there we go. There is a large miner who's decided my arse is cold. There we go. The beacon of Erdrick has dealt with the snow. No roofs were necessary. Score 1 for the ruthless leader.
But yeah, he is definitely roasting his chestnuts over an open fire, isn't he? Goodness gracious me, all the snow inside the castle has melted away. I feel warmer already. And you didn't need to build the roof.
What? Bloody indeed. As long as the beacon burns, nary a flake of the wasp which piled high in our streets and froze our feet shall ever darken the door again. Oh, no, and not only that, but I feel somehow stronger. Why, I feel as if I could take on the world.
Me too. The monsters may be strong, but so are we. If they dare to attack again, we shall give them a right roll thrashing.
Why, yes, we shall fight, and we shall win.
We shall also unexpectedly sneeze. In a very Sean Connery fashion. It was a perfect impression of Sean Connery sneezing. I realise you didn't hear it, but you'll have to take my word. Also, I don't know if you've ever heard Sean Connery sneeze, but nonetheless, it was a perfect impression. Apparently, I'm allergic to something. Allergic to a miner's burning buttocks, perhaps.
Yes, we shall fight and we shall win. By Jove, we bloody well will. You said, Boric, me boy, let us break free from Moonbrook's fate and bring this war to an end.
You've not heard Sean Connery's knees. Well, they towards the end of his career, they did start creaking a little bit. But that's just natural for the ageing process. Once you get past a certain age, your knees just start giving way and creaking a lot. But yeah, I did a perfect impression of Sean Connery's knees. So stupid.
Oh, that's the spirit. Yes, come, my loyal subjects. Let us gird up our loins and defeat Hargon's army once and for all.
There we go, superb. And I've successfully done a thing for the king. I've done a thing for the king, and he is a happy man. Right, let's have a little savey. A little savey indeed. And then it's time for the putting away. Putting away now. I can't tell if I'm a kingpin or a pauper. Some start earlier than others. True. True indeed. Quitting time is here again. Bop, bip, biddy, bop, with a bip, bop, and a boodly dop. Have you had your boodly dop? If you haven't had a boodly dop, then you are definitely missing out, 'cause everybody needs a doodly dop. Now, is this program going to do the really annoying, weird thing it's done every other week so far? Or is it just going to, like act as a normal program? It is a joke for you, given to me by Pretzel Rocks. I don't think it's possible for me to become a sniper. Not by a long shot. Thank you for disappointing us all, Pretzel Rocks. Thank you for disappointing us all. Right, I think we're okay. So once I push play, it should just play the track. It shouldn't fuck off like it has done on previous occasions. So sometimes it sort of goes, I'm ready! And then you give it a few moments, and then it goes, only joking! I've got an update! You thought I was ready, but I'm not. Which is hugely annoying. I don't mind updates, but I need them to acknowledge and state they're doing an update immediately. That's why I don't mind Streamlabs. When Streamlabs has an update, yeah, it immediately goes, I'm updating, before even opening the program. But apparently with Pretzel, it just goes, I am ready. Only joking. Update time. And then on a previous occasion, it's actually done that twice. It's gone, I'm ready. Update. No, I am ready. I'm definitely ready. Seriously, I'm absolutely... update! Nah. It's quite frustrating. But anyway, we'll have a 5-minute break, maybe 3 to 5 minutes of a little pretzel pixels, a pixeling pretzel. Anyway, I'll be back in 5 for some Graveyard Keeper.